Good morning, dear students of class 12. Welcome to the English online learning class. Today we are going to take up part 3 of the lesson Ivan tries an O-level. First, a quick recap of what we did in the previous classes. Now, the secretary of board examinations and the governor of Oxford prison, they are in a telephonic conversation. Permission for allowing Ivan, who is a prisoner in Oxford prison, to appear in German O-level examination is being sought by the governor. Now, the secretary of the examination considers this as a very generous and a very considerate gesture and has no reservation in allowing Ivan to appear in the examination. But he wants certain information about Ivan, the prisoner. He wants to know what sort of a person he is. Is he violent? Now the governor gives him some information which is positive, which might not go against Ivan's. Like Ivan is a pleasant chap, not a violent kind. He has qualities. He is very good at imitating. He is a star of Christmas concert. He is just a congenital kleptomaniac. That is, he's suffering from an urge, a disorder of compulsive stealing. And the aspect that Ivan has broken jail 3 times. He is notorious, known as a jailbreaker. This information is not given to the secretary as it might go against Ivan's. And the governor thinks that this part he is going to handle himself. The modalities of exams are worked out. The documentation, forms and other things would be sent by the secretary to the prison for conducting the exam. The exam would be conducted in Ivan's cell and the invigilator would be Annie Parsons from St. Mary's Marks. So all the modalities are worked out on the telephone. Now, Ivan, as he's known as Ivan's the Brave, for his dubious reputation of breaking the prison 3 times. But this time, the governor is going to take no chance. At 8:30 on Monday, 7 June, Ivan's German teacher visited the cell, and in the recreation block, which was just across the wing, this meeting took place. Double meaning dialogues were exchanged. Ivan's German teacher wished him good luck. Now it could be good luck for escaping or good luck for exam. And Ivan answered by saying thanks. And then the teacher further said that the chances are very rare, seeing the kind of preparation you are making of you getting through, or the chances are really rare that you might make it this time to escape. And then Ivan responds by saying, I may surprise everybody by my performance or by my escaping. The 2 security officers at 8:30 visit Ivan's cell. Now they are referred as visitors. The 2 visitors are Mr. Jackson, who is the senior officer in charge of D wing, and Stephens, who is the junior officer. The manner in which Ivan converses with him in a very casual and a very conversational style, and it doesn't look as if he is a prisoner. who's talking to the officers. Now the officers have come to search Ivan's cell as directed by the governor, because this time the security is going to be very tight and they would leave no chance for Ivan's to escape. Now let us begin further, which reminds me Jackson turned his eyes on Stephen. Make sure that you take his razor out of the cell when he's finished scraping that ugly mug of his clear. One of these days he will do us all a favor and cut his bloody throat. So Stephen is giving necessary instructions to Jackson. Jackson is the senior officer and Stephens is the junior officer. Now, which remind me, Jackson turned his eyes on Stephen. So Jackson is giving instructions to Stephens that you have to take the razor out of the cell because this might be used for escaping. So we have to take care of all these things. For a few seconds, Ivan looked thoughtfully at the man standing ramrod straight in front of him. A string of Second World War medals proudly paraded over his left breast pocket. Mr. Jackson, was it you who took my nail scissors away? So he's saying to the senior officer who has a string of medals decorated all around his left breast pocket. And he's talking to the senior officer in such a casual manner. That was it you who took my nail scissors away? Ivan had always worried about his hands and your nail file too. Look, for a moment Ivan's eyes smoldered dangerously, but Jackson was ready for him. Orders of the governor, Ivan. He says, these are the orders of the governor to search your cell properly. He leaned forward and leered, his voice drooping from harsh, contemptuous whisper. You want to complain? Ivan shrugged his shoulders slightly. The crisis was over. You've got half an hour to smarten yourself up, Ivans, and take that bloody hat off. So, half an hour is remaining. Now dress up yourself smartly and take off that bloody hat of yours. Me? Ivan put his right hand lovingly on the top of his filthy woolen and smiled sadly. Do you know, Mr. Jackson, it is the only thing that's ever brought me any sort of luck in life, kind of lucky charm, if you know what I mean. And today I thought, well, with me exam and all that, but it's somewhere in Jackson was a tiny core of compassion, and Ivan knew it. So Ivan is here asking Jackson to let him wear the hat because this is lucky for him as he's going to appear for the exam. And Jackson, although from exterior he might show to be a very harsh security officer, prison officer, but he has compassion for everyone. And this compassion works here. And that is why we see that Ivan is allowed to wear the hat. Just this one, then Shirley Temple, if there was one thing that Jackson genuinely loathed about Ivan's was his long wavy hair and get shaving. And now get ready for shaving yourself, grooming yourself, so that you may appear for the exam. And with this, the two officers, they leave the cell after checking the cell and giving necessary instructions to Ivan. Now, usually when such security checkings are made, things are decided well in advance. What are the things to be checked? And what should be allowed to wear, etc. But no homework we see is being done here. We see at the spur of the moment decisions are being made. Like the senior officer Jackson telling Stephens that make sure once that he finishes with his shaving, the razor should be taken out of the cell. Now, last minute decisions are being made, which may sometimes lead into problems. So we see throughout the lesson there are lapses on the part of the security officers, and which Ivan, who's known for his jailbreaking, might take advantage of in escaping from prison. We stop here and we'll continue with the remaining in the next.